come across numerous senior NCOs in the first 5 years of my career, so I've had a lot of characteristics to pull from. I've come across a lot of great ones, and on occasion you have the not so great ones, but the great ones stand out. The truly great ones stand out. The truly great ones are naturally great.
To me, senior NCOs are the top-notch NCOs. You don't become a senior NCO just by being here. You have to be a great individual, the whole person concept. You really look out for your airmen. I think in order to be a good senior NCO, you have to be a good NCO, but not all NCOs become senior NCOs for a reason.
To be a good senior, it requires a lot of qualities. It depends on what the situation is.
Enthusiastic, that's always a good one.
You also have to lead by example.
I think they need to be trustworthy.
Technical proficiency is pretty important.
I think that meeting standards is not even an option when you're a senior NCO. You have to exceed the standards.
I think their presence is much needed, especially with airmen.
Communicating ideas and communicating responsibilities to their subordinates.
Leading change.
Making sure that we're held to a higher level.
Are they happy with what they're doing? Are you excellent in everything you do? Tolerant. Confidence. They should have a lot of character too.
Another thing that I think is more on the real side is that I think the senior NCOs, they really protect their airmen. I've seen a lot of high-ranking commanders, and they go to the senior NCOs for advice on lots of different things. And I really think it's the senior NCOs that really go to bat for their airmen. And if something doesn't seem right, they'll stand up and say it. And it's really important for all the airmen enlisted to have someone like that they can go to talk to, that they can feel comfortable with, and that they can be mentored by, and also someone that will have their back and make sure that they're taken care of, and that the morale is high.
You have to be versatile and be able to employ a lot of different strengths in a lot of different situations. You have to be sincere, because airmen know when you're not being sincere. And if they don't believe you, then you're only going to have a limited chance to lead them. The versatility is important because, for example, if you're only good at discipline, then you only be good in situations that require discipline. But as a senior NCO, there's different things you need to be able to employ, not just the ability to discipline, but also the ability to motivate, inspire, to lead, to teach, to coach, to mentor. So whatever situation is going on with our airmen, we should be able to employ senior NCO and know that they have the qualities to make that situation better and bring a positive impact on it.
I think a senior NCO should be a really good mentor. I think that if they're not into mentoring their airmen, then they've lost.
I think mentorship is one of the most important things when it comes to being a senior NCO. As a mentor, you're not just mentoring airmen and NCOs, you're mentoring the young officers as well.
Me personally, I feel the most important one is inspiration.
You have a team. Are they inspired by you? Do they want to follow you? Do they want to listen to you? And inspire. Are you inspiring your airmen to be better than they were yesterday?
Just being able to inspire young airmen, young NCOs, I feel like it goes a long way. It really does. Because we look up to them. We look up to their leadership, to their guidance, to their mentorship, and we definitely do take their advice, and we try to make our careers in such a way where we can one day be like them.
A great example would be Master Sergeant Slattery. He's my current supervisor. He actually was my flight chief a couple of years back. And my first day on flight with him, I could tell he was very matter of fact when it came to doing what we were supposed to do. And security forces love to run exercises, and it's to make sure that we are mentally and physically prepared for any eventuality that can happen on the road or in a combat zone. And one particular exercise, it was Sergeant Slattery with the weapon running at me as fast as he freaking could, and his expectation was that I was going to put him on his face. However, I was actually pretty afraid of him. So I stepped behind a car door and I tried to open it to hit him with it. And he actually appreciated the ingenuity of the situation. And the reason why I utilize this example as I'm a good senior NCO will be because he wants us to think outside the box. He doesn't want us to think about, exactly what the AFI says. Well, the AFI doesn't say the proper way to use a door, so I can't use the door. But the AFI doesn't say the proper way to walk this way or walk that way. No. Because in the combat zone, when it's all said and done, the AFI isn't what's going to protect you. The AFI isn't what's going to fire back. The AFI isn't what's going to guide you. It's the leadership of the people around you. And if you have a Master Sergeant Slattery in your unit or a Master Sergeant Slattery on the battlefield, I can guarantee you one thing. The airmen that are going to be around him are going to be combat effective, they're going to be ready, and they're going to love their leader.
A Master Sergeant in my own career who took a staff sergeant who was a little rough around the edges, sometimes a little bit of attitude, and the senior NCO didn't affect change by giving briefings, and the senior NCO didn't affect change by sending out emails. The senior NCO affected change by having that young staff sergeant want to be like him and want to emulate him and want to make that senior NCO proud, and that allowed that staff sergeant to eventually become a first sergeant, eventually earn the rank of chief master sergeant, and that staff sergeant was also lucky enough to become the wing command chief master sergeant for the best base in the Air Force.
I mean, I've been blessed to be surrounded by so many amazing senior NCOs. Every superintendent I've had up to this point has been approachable and been people that I could confide in and talk to. In fact, my senior NCO at my last base, my superintendent, he actually retired in Phoenix, and the night I graduated from ALS, he drove all the way down from Phoenix to come to my ALS graduation with his wife. So even though he'd retired and we weren't even at the same base anymore, he still was there for me, and that was really a big deal to me, because when you're in the military and you go to someone for advice or help, you kind of expect it from senior NCOs, and they're usually always great. But when someone separates from the military, they retire, sometimes you lose touch with people. And a lot of these senior NCOs that I have dealt with at my last base, I still talk to, I still call for advice, and they never, blow me off or say, we're not at the same base anymore. They're always there for you. So I've been really lucky to have some of the mentors and the senior NCOs that I've had, because they've been amazing.
Sergeant Numa has been there for me numerous times. When I first got here, I had to get a tonsillectomy. Yes, it was crazy. So I didn't have anywhere to go, and here this master sergeant is. She's like, I'll take care of you. You can stay with me. And I'm like, really? I'm telling you right now, I'm not gonna be a walk in the park. I'm gonna be in pain. I already know how I am when I'm sick, and just trying to recover from a tonsillectomy is gonna be crazy. So she's like, it's okay, I'll take care of you. And she did. Every step of the way, she brought me, my medication. She gave it to me. She even crushed my medication for me. I know, I'm such a baby. She crushed my medication for me. She made sure I had TV, I had cable, if I wanted to watch the Cosby Show, she brought me all the seasons. So yes, I was living the life in pain though, because I was in pain, but watching the Cosby Show, and she took care of me. I remember one time that I got really sick off the medication, and I had to vomit. So I went straight to the bathroom, and she was there with me, and I was just like, and then I just got tonsillectomy, so here I am thinking that the stitches are gonna come out, I'm gonna bleed from the throat and die, and she's behind me, and she's rubbing my back, and she's like, it's okay, she's holding my hair for me, she has the wet rag, and she's rubbing my head for me, and she's even showing me how to vomit. You have to put your knees down on the floor and hug the toilet. This is the proper orientation.
I think that it's really important for senior NCOs or people that are stepping into that role to understand that, you have people that want to work for you and that want to be able to approach you. And if you're going to be in that position and you're willing to help them and mentor them, then they're going to be much more willing to help you in the long run. And I think that happy people usually work harder, obviously, but for senior NCOs, if your airmen are happy and they feel like they trust you, then that goes a long way, and they'd be willing to do whatever you ask them to do.
Is there anything else you'd like to share with the new inductees?
Just to get out of their comfort zones, because nobody is great by staying in their comfort zone, stretch themselves, and to and be sincere about what they're doing. For me, I think number one quality is overused, because depending on the situation, you might need different qualities. But bottom line is we have to believe in what we're doing. We have to believe in our airmen. We have to believe in the service that we serve, and we have to believe in the country that we serve. Because if we don't believe in that, we're talking and airmen are just hearing sounds. But if we believe it, and we may not get them all, but we get enough and have that influence spread so that a senior NCO, a senior non-commissioned officer, can have the impact that we expect them to have when we need them to get the job done.
Adaptive, encouraging, example, compassionate, truthful, involvement, consistent, empathetic, listener,
patient,
passionate, courageous, virtuous,
creative, constructive,
deliberate,
realistic, innovative, confident,
experienced, congenial, charismatic,
resourceful,
trustworthy,
role model, refreshing,
steadfast, disciplined, protect, firm, unwavering, unbiased, excellent, influential,
honest, professionalism,
adaptable, courageous, passionate, actionable, motivated,
accountable,
engaged, driven, foresight,
dependable,
respect, approachable, immaculate, supportive, honest, committed,
genuine,
personable, selfless, empowering,
open, loyal,
trustworthy, magnanimous, attitude,
fearless,
enthusiastic, real, straightforward, charismatic, fair, steadfast, vanguard, electrifying,
perseverant, receptive,
pioneer, ostentatious, omnipotent, industrious, intuitive, tenacious,